Kent Peters and Money Talk here with another video. So a couple days ago I said I also do an important video. And this video is very important. So a lot of us, I'm probably gonna have to start making some changes now. And and that is having a will. Because I don't want just people just coming in, just taking things after I'm going. So the reason I have a will, this is something that we just don't want to think about. We want to believe that we are never going to die. But we are humans. And at some point where we live only 40 years, 100 years, 120. I think the longest anybody ever lived on record was like 122. Well, who would want to live that long? But most of us, we are probably going to live to like around the 80s. In most cases, 70 or 80s. That's where most people live. But at some point, we are going to die. So I had talked about life insurance. But the difference between life insurance and a will, with the life insurance, who's ever the beneficiary, they get paid. But with the will, it's like your assets. You set your will to what happens to your assets. So in other words, who you want to leave your assets to? Maybe you're a wealthy person. We're going to pretend you're a wealthy person. Maybe you live wild. Or maybe you're still kind of young, but you have a lot of money. You have $5 million in the bank. You have 3 kids. You have a wife. A lot of times what happens, if a person dies, the family will fight over who gets what. So with a will, it can straighten things out. Maybe you want to give one person the house. You can set up who gets the house. Maybe you want to give one person the car. You give them the car. Maybe some valuables like collectible coins, some paintings. Maybe you have that record collection. You have to put that in a will, who gets what. Otherwise, they are just going to fight like animals. I've seen it happen. I've seen people not leave wills, and the family, they just fight over everything. It's not pretty. And also, who you want to leave with nothing. Maybe you have that ex-wife, that entitled ex-wife. She cheated on you. Or maybe she just divorced you for no reason. She just turned around, she stabs you in the back. It's bad enough you're paying her child support, and some of us are forced paying that evil ex-wife, how do you pronounce that? Annuity. Some words I have a hard time saying. So you're paying them an annuity, which does suck. But when you die, you can set up to where they get absolutely nothing. Because I had a wife that just stabbed me in the back, whether she cheated on me or she's like, I want a divorce for no reason. If I treat her good and she's turned around and divorced me, I'm leaving her with absolutely nothing. But I admit, if I was wrong, if I was like a jerk to her and she divorced me, I would leave her with something. But I'm not a jerk. I'm a good person. So this is something that a lot of us just don't want to talk about, leaving a will. So what happens if you don't have a will? The government will decide who gets what. That's what happens. So they'll probably be up with a family fighting, which will end up in court probably, and that can get ugly. So when I build wealth, it's not just for me; it's for the generations after me. So that is another reason I'm trying to build up wealth. I'm trying to build up generational wealth. So in that case, it's good to have a will. Maybe you have that son that's just always gambling. They're gambling like crazy. So you probably don't want to leave them as much money because they're just going to gamble it away. But you have that other kid that's really responsible. Maybe like, this kid's responsible. I mean, I could leave him some more money. But this person, Mikey is just a big spender. He's always in debt. I mean, me giving him money is just going to hurt more than help. I'll just give him the car. Yeah, I'll just give him a car. I mean, you can set up wills like that. Or maybe you don't even have family. Maybe you built all this wealth up and you just never was able to get a family. You were never able to have offspring, which is sad, especially you want it. I mean, not all of us want kids, but some of us do. I mean, I would like to have a kid. All I ask is one kid, God. That's all I ask. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. But let's say you just was never able to have any offsprings. Maybe you got that friend that was by your side. So it doesn't have to be just family members that you leave your will to. It could be like your friend. Maybe this friend been in your life for years or decades. You probably knew him since you were a kid. They've been a good friend, but they always been struggling. They have a low-paying job. You see your friend, and you think to yourself, you know what? I'm gonna leave a will to my friend. I'll leave them everything because I don't have any family. So I'll leave this friend everything in my will. And hopefully your friend does something good with that, with your assets. So that is another thing to do when you have a will. And your friend, when they realize that they inherit your wealth, they'll be like, whoa, I never thought this would happen. And they fix their life up. Having a will is important. A lot of us just don't want to think about it. We're just in denial when it comes to death. And most families, from what I've seen, they don't seem to have a will. I mean, I never seen anybody in my family with a will ever. Now I think about it. But it is something to think about. I mean, I might need to start making a will. So that's why I say I need to start making some changes. So I guess at some point I am going to have to write a will. Write who gets what and who I don't want to get anything to. Fortunately, I don't have that ex-wife that did me wrong. Because honestly, if I had an ex-wife that just turned their back on me, you know what I want to leave them? nothing. I want to leave them with $0. For some of us, it's bad enough to get our child support and that annuity, like I said. But once you die, you leave them with absolutely nothing. You sell it to where it goes straight to the kids. I mean, the kids might hook them all up. Or maybe they want, maybe their kid would just take that money like, you should have never got any money anyway, Mom. You turned your back on Dad. So this is just something to think about. Setting up a will. Because if you don't set up a will, things just get pretty crazy. I mean, if you were like a billionaire, you left no will. What did Bill Gates? Let's use Bill Gates for example. I don't even know how much Bill Gates is worth. I think he's like either the second or third richest person. I know he's one of the top 3 richest people. I know it's that. Who's the Amazon guy? I can't think of his name. It starts with a. Is it Joe? I don't even quite know what his name is. I can think of his face. I just can't think of his name. Then there's the Tesla guy, Elon Musk. And of course there's Bill Gates. So he's in the top 3, I believe, richest people. But what if he did not leave a will at all? I'm not sure how many kids Bill Gates have, but if he didn't leave a will, there's a good chance that his kids are going to be fighting over his wealth. They'll be fighting for those billions. I mean, it would be pretty crazy. I'm not sure. I think he's still married. His wife will be wanting those billions too, probably. But the thing of Bill Gates, I believe he did sell a will. He set up to where his kids don't even get like 1% of his wealth. I think he's have it to where his kids where they only get $10 million. I mean, I'm not complaining. If my dad left me $10 million, I would be happy. But compared to those billions he had, I mean, it is pretty low. But still, $10 million. I mean, that's enough to live for the rest of your life, pretty comfortably. So I mean, I couldn't really complain. Also, if I was like rich like Bill Gates, I mean, I will leave my kid at least $1 billion at the minimum. I'll leave them at least $1 billion each. Because I believe you have hundreds of billions of worth in the assets. Something like that. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, he's one of the top 3 richest people, I believe. He set up to where most of his fortune goes to charity. So that's how he set up. But if he didn't sell it that way, his kids would have been fighting over those billions. It would have been crazy. It would have led to court. So he was smart in that area. Some people just aren't smart. Some people will just die and just leave it all up to the family to decide. So with a will, you decide who gets what. Who you don't want to get anything. Maybe you had that kid that turned their back on you. You want to leave them with absolutely nothing. I mean, there could be a reason you don't want to leave your kid anything. Maybe like I said, maybe they just weren't that good at managing money. They just gambled away. So you probably don't want to leave them with a lot of money. Or maybe you had that kid that just turned their back on you. Maybe they were just mean. They were always starting fights. If you don't set up, maybe you had that kid that was punching you, that actually attacked you all the time. Obviously, my kid attacked me the first time, throwing their butt out of the house. But some parents, they just let their kids attack them over and over. Maybe you want to leave that kid with absolutely $0. I mean, I would. You want to attack me like that? I'm leaving your butt with nothing. But if you don't leave a will, guess what? That kid, that was abuse you, they are gonna get some money and they are gonna be happy. But maybe you had that kid that was like really there for you all the time. They help take care of you. They spend time with you. But if you don't serve a well, maybe they don't get anything because you didn't serve a well. But if you serve a well, maybe that kid, also that kid, you want them to inherit your wealth or part of your wealth or whatever. And this is where I'm going to end the video. So if you have a will, let me know. Just put it in the comments. I mean, I admit I don't have a will, but I need to make some change. I need to write a will. Because there's certain people I just don't want to get my money. I don't want to get my fortune. But then there's some people I really want mine to get my fortune. Because I'm going to die at some point. I don't know when I'm going to die. It could be 5 months from now, or it could be 5 decades from now. I just don't know. But that being said, have a good day. I mean, have a good weekend. Bye for now.